call me in order.
You're alive.
We're here to talk about the judiciary and mayor's court back up. Just called me in order or what? We got to do.
Yes,
Go right ahead,
at
sir.
the time.
What?
727.
727 is called to order. So, I don't know, I'm new at this, so you gotta forgive me, kind of give me.
Maybe Tony and Johnny are on this committee.
Okay.
Yeah, so just call the meeting to order at 7:28.
The check comes ring, we're 728 and
And what is our issues for
our
discussion?
issues today is for mayor's court
Mhm.
and discussing maybe possibly updating our charter
Okay.
to make it concurrent. To where we can get rid of some of this confusion that people want to try and bring upon us.
Okay, well, the mayor's court, I can tell you this, the mayor's court, you have to go to mayor's court training for it. So I do know that Sarge here has went to mayor's court training for it. We have to get you have to have it is recommended that you have a lawyer present with you at all hearings. The city prosecutor needs to be there with her if she was to do it. It's just for liability and legal reasons, okay? I believe you probably learned that, Sarge, when you went to, they highly recommend that you have a city attorney there.
Well, I was told we have a prosecutor.
We do.
But that's the prosecutors in Athens.
That's for municipal court.
Yeah, this is something that we have to have when we hold mayor's court.
He has to be here,
Right. He would,
which is, Bob Toy was the one before, so it would probably be Jonathan Road would have to be
Yes.
there.
I didn't think city manager could do it, or city attorney
no,
could do
no,
that.
Yes.
no, it's the
He can't be the
council
magistrate.
president
He can't be the magistrate.
or me.
Yeah, so what he does is he gives legal representation
Okay,
for the city and allows you to issue fines or sentences that are within the guidelines. And gives recommendation on sentencing.
so then we're gonna recommend that we start picking back up on mayor's court then.
I
So-
would say to do it at least the first part of June because there's additional training
Yes,
coming out.
Yeah.
That I'd like.
so the first start in June.
Okay,
About the first part of June.
first part of June,
Yes, because there's additional training that I would like to go to, and
District Court.
yes. And,
so right now we're sending everything down to municipal,
Mhm.
yes, yes.
and everybody's getting off scot-free when they go down there, or?
No, the,
They're pretty lax down there, but yeah.
yeah, a lot of the stuff goes away. The biggest thing is the money doesn't come, there's no money coming to.
Right, we don't get it.
We get some, don't we?
We get a little bit, we
Very
lose
little.
out, I mean, we lose out significantly on court costs and, the fees in municipal court are actually a little bit lower than ours typically are, so.
What does mayor's court, provide? I mean, it's more like traffic fine, traffic
It would have,
tickets,
it's mostly
No
track, so
right?
all misdemeanors, it's kind of reduced down to just traffic stuff because, there's been changes to, it's called Marcy's Law that requires victims to be able to be notified of crimes. So anything that has another party that's a victim can't come to mayor's court because we could find ourselves in kind of a legal predicament. So basic disorderly conduct and traffic citations. with private-
Okay, I got another question. I noticed in some of the reports that you've given to council that you write very few traffic tickets. So is it going to be prudent for us to really start a mayor's court back up when you're not writing
Yeah.
that many tickets?
A lot of the issues with fewer tickets has just been the fact that there's no mayor's court and less.
So are you saying you'll write more tickets?
I
I know you're not
Probably
saying
not
that.
taken.
I think we made about $47,000 last year. So
It was not last year because there was several
Yeah.
months where there was no mayor's court.
I know when
Years ago.
I was the council clerk,
it's busy.
or I'm sorry, mayor's court clerk, we drew in between $4,000 and $6,000 a month. So we've
See, now,
lost.
that's good.
Yes.
That's
And
good.
that's not, and you guys weren't ticketing everyone. There was a lot of warnings issued. It wasn't like a speed trap or
Yeah, I think-
anything like that.
So the way it works is Taylor has a formula he uses to estimate how much revenue mayor's court will generate for the year. And it's typically around $40,000 or so in income for the city for the year.
The only question I have on that is if we hire Jonathan Rowe and he has to be there, we have to pay him for that extra, don't we, for the time that he spends?
A lot of times with, I can tell you, at least with Mr. Toy, it was included in his
Well,
contract.
then we just need to figure out if that's true or not.
Because it wasn't an added cost. It was not an added
But
cost.
we just did a contract with him, so was it?
Yes. He will be there.
He'll be there. I believe he has to fulfill the duties of
The mayor's court typically only lasts about
An
an
hour.
hour, 2 hours a month.
an hour to two.
Now, will, in regards to the mayor's court, will your receptionist or clerk be taking care of the money?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, a quick update on that, both her and our evidence staff got bonded, so they're now bonded and insured.
That was one of the things that was.
Nice.
Very good.
And with that, a rigger can also bring his bill, code enforcement can also bring his
Yes,
people
yes.
here.
Yes,
Yeah.
they can come right here and get it.
Because his biggest complaint to me was he can't take them anywhere. They send him down there and they just tell him to go home.
They dismiss them.
Yeah.
That's the way it's always been with code.
So I
Unfortunately.
think it'd be prudent to gear him up so he can not produce, but clean up more spots in town and have a place to have it there, the enforcement done. You know?
I know when he first started, he was
I know.
kind of jumping
Just went
over
up
and
there.
just sending letters. Has he started to go back and do it, the proper procedures?
I think he's been doing more face-to-face interactions with
Okay.
people, asking them to get the stuff done. I know lately with obviously there's not been as much grass and stuff growing with the weather, but he's also been bogged down on issuing permits and stuff because at the beginning of the year, rental registrations came through and all that, and there's still no administrative assistant over in the city manager's office. So he stays kind of busy doing that stuff as well.
There's an administrative assistant? I didn't know that.
There isn't one.
Oh, there is not one.
It's Bill, isn't it?
Yeah, currently it's there.
That's what I thought, like it was Becky. when she
I
was-
thought Mr. Conjemmy was gonna hire someone.
He has not found anyone yet.
Oh,
The one question I had was, he stopped giving reports though, as he's supposed to do at the regular council meetings. Can that be picked up again?
I'd recommend it. He show up to the next council meeting and give a report.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that would be nice.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do once a month, right?
He
Yeah,
hasn't
supposed
done
to.
for the last 2 months
I
anything.
know. I don't think he's been actually asked to do them though.
So the way it usually goes is there's 2 meetings a month. Devin and Bill would update at one, me and Harry at the next. And we alternate those meetings.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Anything else on comment, Bill?
Your next item is the updating the charter.
We wanna go through and I guess update the charter. Greg, we're gonna give Mr. Jonathan Rowe to look at it. And, where gray areas are that we have in the charter kind of need to be overlooked. Look, get it read up, get it to where we can get it out to the people and get it on the ballot to where they can say yay or nay.
okay, obviously you have gotten, where these gray areas are. Could you kind of,
Well, that's just like, section 403, what the argument was, who
okay.
goes through and, what parts apply to 403 and 405. Instead of, hey, the majority, clean it up instead of just leaving it as the majority of, where it says the majority of the vote. Well, we need to clarify it up because where it says majority of the vote, the people present, which is usually what it's supposed to mean with the majority of the vote, the votes counted. But if you go through on different areas, you read in there, it says majority vote of the council. That meant everybody on the council, and everybody's getting confused on that. Where the majority is, where majority is not. what sections apply to what sections, what overwrites the other one. And we just need to get Mr. Robe to look at it and see what he can recommend for us to update.
Can I speak? Absolutely. Can I speak on that issue?
Yeah.
I believe what you're saying is to change that. I think y'all have already changed it.
Actually, for the committee to discuss this, I think the committee should recommend to full council to have this city attorney look at the process of what is involved in updating the charter and the city manager and let them, because there may have to be a steering committee put together. I don't think it's proper for the judiciary committee to discuss what needs done in the charter.
But he's talking.
And, well, hold on.
Okay.
And, so I think the purpose, the starting point is for judiciary committee to make a recommendation to move it to full council, to have the city attorney and city manager look at the process for updating the charter,
To what he just said.
to the whole charter,
The whole charter.
Go through the whole thing.
the whole charter. It's supposed to be done, if I'm correct, and remember, that charter is supposed to be reviewed and updated every 5 years. The charter is 30 years old. It has never been done. So we need to start and look at it as the whole thing, not specific.
Not specific sections, the whole thing
Yeah.
needs reviewed.
So what we need is the city attorney to recommend what the process is to update it. Not necessarily for this committee to do it as the committee.
Are we gonna do this as a council and a city manager or city attorney? Or
What
are
I'm
we gonna
saying,
have some individuals who will actually help write the charter, take a look at the charter and do?
not
recommendations?
necessarily the ones that put it together, because it's 30 years old.
I understand that, but I mean,
Okay,
are we going to
so-
get a committee like that?
Correct.
That's
A
different
steering
than the
committee.
council and the.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Yes.
So the city attorney needs to look at and recommend to us what the process is to do this. You know, do we put together a committee? How many? What is the process? I don't know that. I don't think anybody here knows that. So the
And
city,
it's huge, it isn't gonna happen overnight. That is a
No.
huge, and it's
Right.
not that it's not needed, but it's a huge process and has to be done really well.
correct, that's why you put a committee together.
Exactly,
And then once completed and approved, then it goes on the ballot for the people to
and the
vote on.
citizens have to approve it.
Correct.
Exactly,
Yeah, so to sit here and dissect it as a committee,
can't do it.
Yeah.
I don't think we should do that at this point. Or I don't think the committee should.
Greg?
That's why I would like to ask the question, how did Mr. Chimay, the city manager, and Robe come with this letter that he just wrote, and they changed the charter in that letter?
Well, it's not
How's that
he didn't
mean?
actually change the charter.
No, we don't want it. That's a
Well, it's
comment.
something you need to get with him on that. He just stated different legal precedents that our charter base does follow state law.
You say gray areas,
Well,
what your gray area might not be my gray area.
Yeah, so I don't think we want to debate this in this
Okay.
committee.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
I think he just in general says it needs to be
Yeah.
looked at because it's been so long, so that there can be a concrete
Right.
say, this is how many it takes, or this is how many, not this.
Yeah, that's already been answered.
So,
Let's,
yes.
let's just move on from
Exactly.
there. And, make the recommendation to move this to the full council.
I agree. I agree to move it to full council.
Second,
Well, this is committee.
sorry.
You agree?
No,
You're fine.
no, I don't think it needs change, but so. But that, what do I know, right? But you guys can do
that's
it.
about it, isn't it?
You
Anything else?
You asked the committee if they want to recommend moving it to full council.
Well, we recommend moving it to full council.
I recommend,
No, Nancy, this
Oh, I'm
is
sorry.
this is the committee.
oh, Jesus, Lord,
That
sorry.
we oath of Tony and Johnny.
I recommend it.
All in favor?
Aye.
No,
So 2-1.
2-1, Dan, Ruskin. You guys recommended the full council.
There you go. That's your,
Anything else we need to,
that's your agenda unless somebody has something else.
that's, anybody else? Recommend we adjourn during the meeting.
All right, at 7:43.
All right,
At 7:43.
at 7:43.